After realizing I was the villainess, I gave up trying. I joined a parenting reality show with my 7-year-old stepson. Other mothers carefully prepared nutritious meals for their kids, each gentle, virtuous, and all around capable. Meanwhile, I played games until midnight and slept in until noon. Well, not exactly a full night's sleep. I was woken up twice by the kid in between, once because he had breakfast ready, and once because he had lunch ready. He wakes me up for breakfast and lunch then. Our mother-son duo unexpectedly went viral. Netizens commented enthusiastically, to take care of his clueless old mother. The kid is already worrying himself to death at such a young age. Ha ha ha, I won't eat your snacks, and I won't drink your milk, so don't bother me. The little boy, as pretty as a comic book character, shouted impatiently, making my head ache. The snacks and milk in my hands were all swept to the ground by the little one. After the pain, my mind suddenly became clearer than ever. Before many long-buried memories came flooding back, I suddenly realized that I had transmigrated into a book as the villainous female supporting character. The female lead, He Jingjing, is solely focused on her career as the supporting character. I used every means possible to marry the domineering male lead, Lu Yuchuan, who already had a son less than half a year into our marriage. He Jingjing expressed her willingness to marry, and Lu Yuchuan immediately proposed a divorce to me. Stepson Lu Shi becomes their divine matchmaker, and the family of 3 enjoys a happy reunion. Meanwhile, as the supporting female character, I turn love into hatred, pester the male lead, frame the female lead, and abuse the stepson, ultimately meeting a tragic end. After learning all this, I feel utterly devastated. I can't wait to divorce on the spot and stay far away from the male and female leads, as well as the stepson. But after the wedding, Lu Yuchuan went abroad on a business trip and hasn't returned since. Before I awakened, in order to build a relationship with Lu Shi, I even signed him up for a parenting reality show. Now Lu Shi and I are already with the production team. Breaking the contract would mean paying a penalty. Taking my money is like taking my life. I decided to slack off and muddle through until the recording was over. The one who just impatiently yelled at me and swept the snacks and milk I handed over to the ground was Lu Shi. The little guy is very handsome. His eyes are dark and bright, with long eyelashes and exceptionally good skin. A high-quality, loose-fitting hoodie and black tapered cargo pants make him look both cute and handsome. It's just that his temper is as bad as his father's. However, Lu Shi was able to join me on the variety show because I begged his father. I said I wanted to build a mother-son bond with Lu Shi. Lu Yuchuan married me just to be a hands-off father. Seeing that I was actively volunteering to take care of the child, he used his paternal authority to force Lu Shi to agree. As a result, throughout the entire journey, Lu Shi kept a cold little face toward me, but I shamelessly showered him with warmth and care, offering him water, handing him snacks, and being as attentive as a doting nanny. It was the unawakened me who needed to work hard to nurture the mother-son bond. Now, I have come to my senses just thinking about how this kid acts like a little iceberg in front of me. But later, when he's with the female lead, He Jingjing, he instantly turns into a little sycophant, obedient, well-behaved, and sweet-talking. Never mind that he's just a stepson. Even if he were my own flesh and blood, I wouldn't feel like dealing with him right now. Oh, you said you didn't want it, so I won't bother you anymore. I swiftly gathered all the snacks from the floor and stuffed them back into the snack bag. Then, I dug out my favorite lime-flavored chips from the bag and started munching away with a satisfying crunch. Nothing in the world is difficult for one who is willing to give up. Lu Shi snorted lightly, as if he didn't believe it at all. Before I awakened, I was a foolish, love-obsessed idiot with a face that seemed heaven-sent. I signed with Lu Yuchuan's entertainment company and devoted all my attention to him, completely neglecting my work. Several times, I skipped out on filming just to run into him by chance, causing such a stir in the circle that it's infuriating everyone. Got absolutely torn apart by netizens now that I've shown up. The livestream chat is filled with people cursing me out. Damn, this brain-dead woman actually showed up. Go die. How can such a disgusting thing even share the same frame as my goddess Jingjing? Is she worthy? Did you see the adorable Lu Shi beside her? This woman is practically begging to be a stepmother. It's said that this little one has an incredibly powerful background. As for how the space of a woman climbed her way up, well, those who know. This exposé, combined with my various acts of fawning over Lu Shi along the way, the comment section is filled with insults calling me a shameless toad, a simp, a gold digger, and more. And because Lu Shi never paid me any attention from start to finish, the only time he did was when he lost his temper. Netizens all praised him as a little beacon of clarity in this world. I sighed inwardly. Couldn't these people see that I had already turned over a new leaf and started afresh? I took a carton of milk, tore off the straw, and forcefully inserted it. Lucy turned her head to look at me, her little mouth curling slightly in disdain. She had an expression that said, "No matter how much you try to please me, I won't drink the milk you give me." After inserting the straw, I didn't even ask her and started drinking it myself. The little guy's handsome face stiffened. He must have thought that, just like before, I would eagerly hand him the milk to drink, trying desperately to portray the image of a loving mother in front of him. After all, ever since I met him, I've been acting like the so-called simp that netizens criticize, constantly trying to please him and his father without a moment's pause. But who would have guessed that this time, I drank it myself? The netizens were not calm. Damn, what's wrong with this woman? Playing hard to get, using tactics on a 7-year-old child. I was speechless. You're overthinking it. Okay. Arriving at the recording location, a remote countryside resort. The guest house is a 3-story building. The other guests haven't arrived yet. Lucy and I each sat on a sofa. He played with his Rubik's Cube, while I played with my phone, never stopping my snacking. Before we left, I was so busy following Lucy around that I didn't even have breakfast. Right now, I'm finishing up the chips and moving on to chicken feet. After the chicken feet, it's time for cookies, dried fruits, pistachios, and all the rest are lined up and ready to go. Lucy has been sneaking glances at me several times, and her face is visibly growing darker. When I picked up the straw and poked open his favorite, the only bottle of milk in the bag, he couldn't stay calm anymore. He sprang to his feet. "You ate it all. What am I supposed to eat?" "Oh no." Cece fell for it. This woman must be over the moon. She'll definitely give him all the snacks now, and Cece will naturally start to like her. Ugh, so disappointing. Cece isn't wrong. Okay, it's this damn woman who's too cunning. Tempting a 7-year-old child like that, who could resist? Even a 19-year-old baby like me can't resist. Okay, I inserted the straw into the milk, and said to Lucy, "You said you wouldn't eat my things." Lucy's little face flushed red, and she lifted her fair chin. "But I want it now. Give me the milk." "It's too late, Lucy, you're an adult, and I'm a child. Can't you just give the milk to me? We're all experiencing being human for the first time. Why should I give way to you?" Lucy's little face flushed even redder, but his damnable pride made him unwilling to admit defeat. He blurted out, "But I'm your son. You said you'd treat me like your own son." "Oh, that was before. Now that I've married your dad, I've realized our personalities just don't match. I'm planning to divorce him, so you won't be my son for much longer." After saying that, I bit the straw and started slurping up the milk. "Lucy, you said it. No going back on your word. I'm calling my dad right now to tell him you want a divorce." He even looked at me with a provocative little glint in his eyes. Kids these days are just too smart, way too mature for their age. He's seen me act submissive in front of his dad way too many times before. Once, just to see his dad, I even foolishly thought about threatening suicide. So even a child like him knew I was desperately in love with his dad. When I said I wanted to divorce his dad, Lucy thought I was just bluffing. I swallowed a mouthful of milk, nodding like a chicken pecking at rice. Yeah, go ahead, call him." Lucy, who never expected me to answer so readily, was speechless. The barrage area also fell into an unusual silence. After a while, a comment finally appeared in the barrage. "It seems like she's not playing hard to get, nor is she lying about wanting a divorce. Talking about divorce on the show. Is she serious? Is she really willing to give up the wealthy marriage she shamelessly fought for? Could it be that she's finally clearing the water from her brain to talk about divorce right in front of the child? Isn't that just too heartless? What's the big deal? She's just a stepmother, and Lucy doesn't like her at all. If she brings up divorce, Lucy would be thrilled. Anyway, I just can't bring myself to like her." Footsteps echoed outside the small building. The barrage area exploded instantly, but not a single one was about me and Lucy anymore. Now the entire screen was frantically flooded with He Jingjing. "Ah, the goddess has arrived. The goddess is so beautiful. The baby is so handsome. Jingbao is mighty. Such a small body holds immense energy. Truly worthy of being my treasure. Finally caught my Jingbao. Woo woo. Jingbao is so beautiful." Frantically licking the screen. JPG, the slender He Jingjing came in, carrying a large backpack, pulling a huge suitcase with one hand, and holding a cute little child around 5 years old with the other. He Jingjing greeted me with a smile. After setting down her large and small bags, she carefully carried the little baby to the sofa and sat him down. He Jingjing was the only single guest in this episode. The child she brought was a non-celebrity carefully selected by the director, named Chi Jiahao. He was good-looking, smart, and known as the little prodigy in kindergarten. He Jingjing unzipped her backpack and took out a row of milk. She walked over to Lu Shi, who was still glaring at me, and smiled gently. Xiaoxi, I just happened to bring your favorite milk, here, for you. It didn't surprise me that she seemed very familiar with Lu Shi. Her actions were exactly the same as in the plot. If I hadn't awakened yet, I would have exploded by now. Before coming to this show, I received an anonymous envelope. Inside were photos of He Jingjing sitting in Lu Yuchuan's car and Lu Yuchuan embracing He Jingjing. He Jingjing is also an artist under Lu Yuchuan's company, and she is a top-tier actress. The two usually don't seem to have any private interactions. Suddenly receiving such a photo, I could hardly believe the two of them could be in an ambiguous relationship, but upon arriving at the program set and seeing how familiar He Jingjing and Lu Shi were with each other, you have to know, Lu Shi has always been too shy to let others know he loves drinking milk. I didn't even look closely and immediately believed the content in the photo. I was convinced there was something fishy going on between them, and so I embarked on my journey as a villainess, determined to stir up trouble. I sternly ordered Lu Shi not to drink the milk she offered, but the more I tried to stop him, the more determined Lu Shi was to drink her milk. It was quite unpleasant. The audience also criticized me even more harshly, but at this moment, I have awakened. He Jingjing wants to interact with Lu Shi. I quickly stepped out of the camera frame, retreating to the side to continue drinking my milk. While checking my phone, the barrage was full of praise for He Jingjing. Jingjing is truly an angel, she's so gentle. I watched the livestream on the way here and knew Cece wanted milk. She comforted little Cece as soon as she arrived. By the way, if Cece's stepmother weren't that brain-dead woman but the gentle Jingbao instead, the scene would definitely be much more harmonious and beautiful. I kind of want to ship Jingbao and Cece's mother-son relationship. I was speechless in front of the legally married couple, hoping for the mistress to take over. Who's more brain-dead to make such a morally bankrupt statement? So Lu Shi isn't wrong, He Jingjing isn't wrong either, and all the blame falls on me alone. No matter what Lu Shi and He Jingjing do, the audience always praises them and only criticizes me. Frustrated, I started playing a game. I dodged them all. My arms suddenly felt heavy. He Jingjing tossed a row of milk into my arms. I was puzzled. Xiaoxi is too shy to take it, so you hold it for him and give it to him later to drink. He Jingjing was still smiling, her tone still gentle, but her eyes were noticeably cold. I looked at Lu Shi in confusion. Lu Shi glared at me. I was puzzled. What's with this brat suddenly not playing by the rules? He Jingjing playfully winked at me. Jiangli, you're an adult, so don't be so childish as to snatch food from a child again. If you're really craving it, just hold back for now and buy some after the show ends. Jingjing taught her a lesson so right. This woman is really greedy. Even snatching snacks from a child. Exactly. Is she a pig? Why keep bringing up that woman for no reason? Isn't it better to just appreciate our goddess Jingjing? I was speechless. I picked up the milk resolutely and neatly. She stuffed them into Lu Shi's hands. Take them, they're all yours. If you run out in the future, just tell her. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to keep buying them for you. He Jingjing's eyes lit up, and she affectionately placed her hand on Lu Shi's shoulder, her face full of kindness. Of course, Xiaoxi, whenever you want to drink, just tell Auntie Jing, I'll buy them all for you. I was speechless. I stood up and walked out of the small building. If I can't handle it, I can at least avoid it. Right, there were no formal program tasks today, mainly just the daily routines of the guests as they set off and arrived at their destination. For those of us who arrived first, the production team had arranged meals for the day. Apart from me, who didn't follow the storyline but instead enjoyed a relaxing and satisfying day playing games, Lu Shi spent the day with He Jingjing, Qi Jiahao, and the others. By the time all the guests had arrived, it was already evening. The rooms were assigned by drawing lots. My group, along with Lu Shi and He Jingjing, were assigned 2 adjacent rooms. Each room had 2 beds. I played games for most of the day, and after washing up and lying down in bed, I continued playing. At 10:30, Lu Shi came back to the room. Without stopping my hands or looking up, I asked, "Why are you back?" According to the plot progression, after He Jingjing helped him out of a tight spot and gave him a row of milk, he fell for the gentle and beautiful female lead, and he loved sticking close to He Jingjing every day, dreaming of having her as his mother. As for me, the supporting female character, I didn't go and cause trouble today, forcibly dragging him back. Then he should have forgotten all about me and just slept over there. Right, so why did he come back on his own? After I finished speaking, Lu Shi remained silent for quite a while. I stole a moment to look up. I saw the little rascal standing in front of my bed, clenching his small fists. His handsome little face icy cold, glaring at me with hatred. I was speechless. What's wrong? Who owes you money? The little guy seemed to be full of grievances. As soon as I asked, he angrily blurted out a string of words. Why didn't you come looking for me? This is my bed. Why did you make me sleep somewhere else? I was speechless. The little brat yelled and questioned, his eyes even reddening as if about to shed tears, yet he struggled to hold them back. You weren't like this before. Chi Jiahao is so childish, and I still played with him all day. I thought you would come looking for me, but look at you. Now all you care about is your stupid game. Why did you still let me drink a stranger's milk? Aren't you afraid I might get poisoned? The corner of my mouth twitched. Well, it's not that serious, Lucy. The teacher taught us not to take food from strangers. You're my stepmom, and you didn't even help stop me. How can you call yourself my stepmom? Me? Didn't I tell you? The little brat cut me off. Anyway, before the divorce, you're still my stepmom. After shouting, he stomped off angrily to take a shower. I found it utterly baffling. Why has this kid suddenly changed his ways? Didn't he absolutely hate the idea of me being his stepmom before? I think I might have missed something. I paused the game and opened my phone to review it again. I saw a row of milk that He Jingjing had given to Lucy. He didn't drink a single bottle all day. He played with Rubik's cubes and games with Chi Jiahao, but it was clear that his mind was elsewhere the whole time. He Jingjing tried hard to strike up conversations with him, but he was indifferent and didn't touch any of the food or drinks she offered. Just before coming back, he handed the milk and all the snacks back to He Jingjing, politely declining, "Thank you for your kindness, but our teacher said children shouldn't eat things given by strangers." He Jingjing's face instantly froze, taking several seconds to regain a gentle expression. "Xiaoxi, your dad and I are very good friends, not strangers." Lucy instantly transformed into a little adult, speaking with remarkable calm and composure. "My dad said that a married man can no longer be friends with single women. You and my dad might have been friends before, but now that he's married, you can't be his friend anymore. Otherwise, my stepmother will be unhappy, and if my stepmother is unhappy, my dad will beat me. Thank you again for taking care of me today. Good night. I'm heading back to my room." Lucy politely bowed to He Jingjing to say goodbye. It must have been because He Jingjing's expression was so unpleasant at that moment that even the cameraman couldn't help but turn the camera away, preventing me from fully appreciating her wonderful reaction. Not to mention, Lucy's actions completely shifted the tone of the comments section. What a baby with such upright values, so amazing. Damn, after hearing Lucy's words, I realized that I've wasted 10 years drinking milk tea for nothing. I'm not even as good as a child. I almost got hooked on the mistress earlier. Self-isolation JPG, although I've never met him, and I don't even know who she's dad is. I'm already damn in love with this man. Not to mention them, I was also struck by this never-before-seen side of Lucy in the video. But I'm still very confused. Shouldn't Lucy be opposing me at every turn, only getting along well with He Jingjing, like a real mother and child? But suddenly, how did it change? Could it be because I didn't turn to the dark side and cause trouble? Isn't the rebellious phase of youth supposed to hit in the teenage years? What, does it start at 7 now? Just because I didn't stop him and instead fully supported him in looking for He Jingjing, he's now rebelling by clinging to me instead. With this flap of the butterfly's wings, the plot's direction is bound to change from here on out. After finishing his shower, Lucy came out wearing a set of beige cotton pajamas. The little guy is refreshed and energetic, but his complexion doesn't look too good. With his tender little face puffed up in anger as he walks toward the bed, he looks at me with a proud and aloof expression that seems to say, "You know you're sorry now, huh? Humph. Even if you apologize, I won't forgive you." I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He gets into bed, turns his back to me, and covers his head with the blanket. I sigh, get up, and take a high-difficulty Rubik's Cube out of my bag. Walking over, I gently lifted a corner of his blanket. "Don't you like to play with this before going to bed at night? Here, I brought it for you." Lucy snorted, ignored me for a few seconds, but still reached out to snatch the Rubik's Cube and started playing with it. I sat down by his bedside. "Well, as you saw earlier, your dad has always been quite cold toward me. Even after getting married, I was always the one taking the initiative. I'm tired now. I don't want to chase after him anymore. Right now, I just want to focus on working hard and earning money. Even if your dad and I separate in the future, and I'm no longer your stepmom, if you don't hate me." Lucy, who was clattering the Rubik's Cube loudly, impatiently cut me off. "When did I ever say I hated you?" The little one's ears and face were starting to flush red. I couldn't help but smile. "All right then. since you don't hate me, let's be friends. I gently patted the blanket on him. Alright, it's settled, buddy, you go ahead and play, and when you're tired, just sleep. I'm going to play a few more rounds of games. Lucy was speechless. Lucy stared at me, bewildered and utterly confused. I went back to bed, lay down, and turned on my phone. Goddamn friend. 20 years later, when little Cece gets married, she points to the gray-haired woman in the audience and introduces her to everyone, saying, "This is my childhood friend," crying laughing emoji, although Cece looks 7 parts confused, 8 parts bewildered, and 10 parts pitiful. I really can't hold it in anymore. Let me laugh first. Ha 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 ha. I was speechless. I went to cover the camera. Although it's a live stream, the camera can be blocked at night. Ah, don't block it. Don't block it. Don't block it. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. Please, don't block it. I want to stay up all night watching the little cutie and the big cutie. Woo woo. I was speechless as more and more viewers flooded into my live stream. I couldn't figure out why, instead of guarding their beloved goddess He Jingjing, what's the point of staying up all night to keep watch over me, an unpopular and scandal-ridden 18-tier celebrity, and who is the big cutie they're talking about? Me. Good taste. To be honest, ever since Lucy returned, the content in the bullet comment section has become much more normal anyway. I would never admit it even if beaten to death, as long as it's not insulting me but praising me. It's all normal. He. I was playing games, while Lucy played with a Rubik's Cube for a couple of rounds and was about to sleep. He asked me, "Aren't you going to sleep yet?" Without stopping my hands, I replied, "I'll finish this round." After finishing one round, I couldn't help but start the next one, next game, and the next. How many more games are there to come? To avoid disturbing him, I covered my head with the blanket, but the phone screen quickly became foggy from the heat and unreadable, so I poked a hole in the edge of the blanket to let out the steam and kept playing. Then, a small hand lifted a corner of the blanket above my head. Lucy looked at me with a faint, weary gaze. "It's already midnight. Why are you still playing?" I was at a critical moment in the game and had no intention of sleeping, so I brushed him off. "Just one more round, then I'll go to bed." Lucy, "That's exactly what you said an hour ago." Me, "Buddy, could you please stop bothering me? When you were playing with your Rubik's Cube this morning and asked me not to bother you, I didn't." "Right, we have to keep our word, so don't bother me now either." "Okay, just go to sleep quietly." Lucy was speechless. Lucy, "But I didn't stay up late playing with the Rubik's Cube." I was speechless. This kid, he sure knows how to argue with reason. Still half asleep, Lucy came to wake me up again. "Get up and make breakfast. The production team isn't providing meals today, only ingredients. We have to cook for ourselves if we want to eat, just a little longer." I pulled the blanket over my head. "I stayed up too late last night. I can't get up." I don't know how long it had been, but Lucy woke me up again. "If we don't go soon, all the ingredients will be taken by the other groups, then I won't eat. You can go mooch off another group." Lucy was speechless. Lucy is gone, and the world is quiet. But before the quiet could lull me back to sleep, he returned. "Get up. I've made breakfast." I was puzzled. What a stubborn kid. I played with my phone as I walked to the dining room, where the table was laden with a dazzling spread of both Chinese and Western breakfast dishes, especially in front of He Jingjing and Chi Jiahao. Freshly wrapped buns, freshly rolled noodles, newly baked egg tarts, red grapefruit peeled down to just the flesh, and fruit platters cut and arranged like works of art. The other mothers had also carefully prepared nutritious meals for their children. A wealthy mother asked He Jingjing, "Jingjing, you made so many delicious things. You must have gotten up very early today." "Right, I just made a sandwich and a fruit and vegetable salad, and it took me over an hour. I woke up at 6:30 and almost didn't make it in time." He Jingjing smiled gently. "I woke up at 4 in the morning. I really love children and want to give them the best of everything. All of these dishes are Jiahao's favorites, and they're good for his health too. When I have my own child someday, I'll do this every day." I love Jingjing. Jingjing is so virtuous. Her child would be incredibly lucky. I wish I could be her child too. Hard eyes. JPG. But still, waking up at 4 every morning to make breakfast, isn't that too exhausting? I love Jingjing. Sacrificing a little sleep for someone you love isn't a big deal, right? Nothing. Then why didn't you say you want to be a mom like her, but rather be her child? Dog head for survival. JPG. Getting up this early every day, I can't handle it either. It's too terrifying. Daily fear of marriage and childbirth. Same here. Why should women have to sacrifice themselves to prove love? If love only looks like this, then forget it. I'd rather stay single until the end of time. Lucy made toast and heated up some milk. I ignored the mom's discussion about getting up early to make breakfast, sat down at the dining table, and quickly finished the breakfast task Lucy had assigned me early in the morning. I suddenly feel that a laid-back parenting style like Jiang Li's is actually quite appealing. I'm starting to become a fan of hers. I really like how she interacts with her child, caring when needed, playing together when it's time to have fun. It's relaxed, happy, and just great. Same here, because I'm just as lazy as she is. Ha 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 ha. I was speechless. Thank you for listening to me. Because of Lucy's words yesterday, He Jingjing felt somewhat embarrassed. Today, she didn't really approach Lucy, but she still sent Qi Jiahao to play with Lucy and invited Lucy to have breakfast she made, both of which Lucy politely declined. This is a slow-paced variety show with live streaming, featuring several wealthy wives and their children. The director doesn't dare to make everyone work too hard, so the tasks arranged are just about eating, drinking, and having fun. Moreover, not even such tasks were scheduled for the morning, leaving everyone to their own activities. In fact, seeing the mothers wake up in the early hours. The director, being both fawning and considerate, wanted to let the moms rest a bit, but as soon as breakfast was over, the mothers, led by He Jingjing, headed into the kitchen one after another, busy preparing lunch for their little ones. I was speechless. Soon, I got busy just like everyone else. I was busy catching up on sleep. Lucy stopped me, a child's competitive spirit strong. Aren't we going to make lunch? I'll do it after I sleep for a bit. Lucy didn't believe it. Really? I raised 3 fingers to swear. Friend, trust me, I swear by my ex-boyfriend's 3 years of life that I'll definitely get up and make lunch in an hour. Lucy frowned. Before my dad, you had other boyfriends. I didn't answer, slipped past him, and dashed into the room. Kid, you've been fooled. I'd bet 3 packs of spicy strips that the ex-boyfriend she mentioned is definitely Cece's dad. You win. Jiang Li mentioned in a show before that she only had one boyfriend, including her first love, the man she was going to marry, who is Cece's dad. Pfft, ha 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 ha, hee hee. There are still people who get me. Then, for lunch, Lucy made a simple clear soup noodle dish, calling me 1, 2, 3, 4 times before finally dragging me out of bed to eat. In my heart, I very willingly offered up 3 years of my ex-boyfriend's, that is, Lucy's father's, life to be taken by fate while eating the noodles. I was too embarrassed to look at Lucy. I just heard him mutter in exasperation, and you still have the nerve to talk about divorcing my dad. You're so lazy. If you were left alone with no one to take care of you, you'd probably starve to death at home. I was speechless. That absolutely, definitely, certainly won't happen. I'm actually quite motivated when I'm not slacking off. Okay, but right now, I have no justification or confidence, so I don't dare argue with him at all. I kept my head down and obediently ate my noodles. Sigh, to take care of this clueless old mother. The kid is really worrying their heart out at such a young age. The comment above is so damn spot on. Ha 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 ha. Just got beaten by my mom. Came back to my room and saw this live stream. Couldn't help but laugh out loud. My mom thought I was being defiant. Came in with a feather duster and beat me up again. My mom is even more extreme. She scolded me while hitting and kicking, saying I've gone crazy, that I forgot to hang out the clothes she told me to because I was watching some lazy woman, and now they're all musty and need to be washed again. Hey, you upstairs, you should get your mom to join this live stream and learn from this lazy woman's reverse slacker parenting style. Look how capable her kid is, way more diligent and reliable than you. Ha ha ha. I was speechless. Everyone's actually calling me lazy. Seriously, why tell the truth so bluntly? Facepalm JPG. The noodles might look plain and simple, but they taste pretty good because Lucy used another mom's freshly made chicken broth to cook the noodles. Lu Yuchuan is not only strict with his own work but also exceptionally strict with this child, whether it's studies or hobbies. He doesn't allow any slack in daily life. He also makes him learn to take care of himself. I heard that when Lucy was 3 years old, before he was even as tall as the kitchen counter, his father ordered him to learn how to cook in the kitchen, eating the delicious noodles. I felt for the first time that having a son like this might actually be nice. The thought had barely crossed my mind when I startled myself. I promised to keep my distance from them. I can't waver just because of a breakfast or a lunch. Jiang Li, hold on, you can do it, go for it. The director posted the task on the phone in the evening. Go check in at a local specialty snack street. However, after this task was completed, He Jingjing, who had previously only been cold toward me, now looked at me with eyes that seemed ready to kill me because halfway through the task, my Viewership, which had previously been only a few 100,000 less than hers, actually surpassed hers. By the end of the mission, the number of viewers in my live stream had more than doubled compared to hers. To be honest, I was completely baffled. She is a top-tier star, and even the last digit of her fan count could completely overshadow me in every way. She had also heavily promoted this variety show, with many fans eagerly waiting in her live stream since it started. Logically speaking, no matter how much Lucy and I blew up, we couldn't possibly surpass her. But reality is just that cruel. We did surpass her. I thought back carefully but couldn't recall any eye-catching feats Lucy and I had performed while doing tasks. I still remember that after receiving the task, I thought about having eaten Lucy's food twice, so before going to the snack street, I made it clear that Lucy could order whatever she wanted, and I would treat then. When we arrived at the snack street, the little one started struggling with indecision. I was much better than her. I didn't have that problem at all because kids have to make choices, but adults, of course, want it all. So I took Lucy out to explore the streets, adhering to the principle of trying everything without overeating. We agreed to buy one of each and share everything. We just casually strolled around and enjoyed some street food. I bought a grilled sausage and thoughtfully skewered a small piece with a stick to eat. It was a bit spicy, so I gave the rest to Lucy, patting his shoulder and saying, "Friend, this is delicious, it's all for you." I bought the most expensive cup of Mishu Bingching, and also paid extra for an empty cup. I poured a sip to taste it. It was so good that I accidentally drank it all. Then, seeing Lucy's cold, gloomy face, I felt ashamed and embarrassed. I hurriedly bought him another cup, but he said he couldn't finish it, so I poured a little for him and drank the rest myself again. I had a bit more of the milk tea this time, but for the rest, I only took a sip each and left the rest for the kids. I swear I didn't steal his food this time. Actually, it's because I drank 2 cups of milk tea in a row, and my stomach was so full that I couldn't possibly take the kids' food. So, there's no way we would ever resort to shamelessly attracting viewers by relying on Luci's sympathy. But at that time, the bullet comments in both of our live streams were indeed much livelier than before. I'm dying of laughter. I'm dying of laughter. She finished all the ones she liked, and gave all the not-so-tasty ones to her son. Crying laughing emoji. JPG, so relatable. My boyfriend and I are exactly like this. At such a young age, not only do you have to take care of 3 meals a day for your immature old mother, but you also have to work part-time as a boyfriend. Amidst a harmonious discussion, or rather, a wave of complaints, the number of viewers in our live stream started skyrocketing by the second. It was just unbelievable. The next day, my variety show livestream was almost shut down for violating regulations. Someone is spamming my comment section, accusing me of buying followers through shady means. But before I could even react, everything returned to normal. All the comments criticizing me for buying followers vanished instantly. A noisy commotion came from the next room. I was just about to leave the room when I heard the director scolding He Jingjing at the door. He told her to stop stirring up trouble, or else not only this show but also her entire career would be ruined. He Jingjing was crying, begging for mercy, and promising that she would never dare to do it again. She even pleaded with the director to intercede with some big shot and forgive her for this foolish behavior. I was shocked. Before this, the director had treated He Jingjing like a precious treasure. In the blink of an eye, she actually dared to scold Dahua. The speed of her growth is truly admirable. Shortly after the director came out, He Jingjing also emerged. It was as if she had been completely reborn. From wanting to kill me all last night, she suddenly became much more peaceful and friendly. When I looked into her eyes again, her gaze could truly be described as calm and unruffled. It had a tone of having seen through the world's vanities, as if she could achieve enlightenment on the spot. I couldn't help but want to run up to the director and give him a thumbs up right to his face. I sighed to Lu. Our show's director is absolutely amazing. Lucy, however, broke away from his usual pretentious, aloof, and cool demeanor, rolling his eyes dramatically. What director? It was clearly me. Never mind, if you say it was the director, then it was the director. As long as you're happy. I was speechless. Who does this kid think he's fooling? So rude. The final day's task was mountain climbing. The scenery along the way was absolutely stunning. Vicky and I took a great many photos together. Comrade Vicky's photography skills improved by leaps and bounds. I believe that when he has a girlfriend in the future, he will definitely not mess up the important task of taking beautiful photos for her. Reaching the mountaintop marked the beginning of the emotional conclusion, that is the legendary tear-jerking segment. the most crucial part of the show, the hotel garden at the mountaintop was decorated by the production team to resemble a wedding venue, romantic and beautiful. To enhance the effect, a screen on one side of the stage displayed live comments from netizens. The director was determined to have the audience cry along with the viewers later. Each group would also be joined by a new mysterious guest. Basically, those who have fathers bring their fathers, those without fathers or whose fathers are busy bring relatives or friends. I invited Chen Gong, Lu Yuchuan's special assistant. I asked him to accompany me and Lu Shi in this final segment as a friend, although I am married to Lu Yuchuan. To be honest, I have met this executive assistant far more often than I have met Lu Yuchuan himself, and I have something important to discuss with Chen Gong. I need to get Lu Yuchuan's itinerary for the next few days from him so I can intercept him and discuss the divorce. It was my group's turn to take the stage in the middle of the red carpet and deliver a tear-jerking speech. Chen Gong hasn't arrived yet, but he's already texted me. He'll be here soon. Lu Shi and I will start first. The lyrical BGM starts playing. We stand face to face, and I try my best to squeeze my eyes until they turn slightly red, but the barrage, which had just been filled with emotional support and shared tears, suddenly took a sharp turn in tone. The scene is so touching, the background music is so moving, but why can't I help but laugh the moment I see my adorable Lily? Pfft, hold it in, you absolutely can't laugh at this scene. You there, hold it in for me, I'm happy to help, I'll laugh for you. Ha 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 ha, I was speechless. All the tears I had managed to hold back, gone. I could only try hard to hold back my laughter, my lips trembling from the effort, and I cut short the long, emotional speech I had prepared in advance. Lu Shi, after the show ends, will you still want me as a friend? Lu Shi looked at me and remained silent. I raised my hand and patted his shoulder. Whether you want to or not, I've decided to make you my friend. By the way, you promised last time on the snack street to treat me to the most expensive meal. When can you make good on that? Give me a specific time. Next week or next month? Lu Shi was speechless. He looked utterly disgusted with my mood-killing behavior. I pouted, feeling wronged. It's not like I wanted to. Okay, it's all because of those idiots in the comments. What kind of nonsense are they even spouting? If we don't finish this soon, I'm going to get so frustrated I'll develop internal injuries. Okay. Lu Shi took a deep breath, bowed his head with a sense of ceremony to gather his thoughts for a while, then looked up, his handsome little face serious. Can you not divorce Dad? I was speechless with just that one sentence from him. No matter how chaotic the barrage in the comments section became, I couldn't bring myself to laugh anymore. He made me feel a bit heartbroken. Lu Shi, I want you to be my mom, and I like you being my mom too. I mean it. If you're divorcing Dad because of me, then I'll change. I won't say you're annoying anymore. And I won't lose my temper with you, I promise. I couldn't help but soften my tone. It's not because of you. You're a good kid, the best in the whole world. Even if anyone else were your mom, they'd love you and be proud to be your mom. Lu Shi, then, are you afraid I'll bully you and Dad's new baby in the future? I can explain. I'm not Dad's biological child. He only has you as his girlfriend, and he only proposed to you. He's never had a child before. My mom is his sister. He's my uncle. I was taken aback because this novel is so long. Even though I've awakened, I've forgotten some of the details. If it weren't for Lu Shi mentioning it, I wouldn't have remembered that Lu Shi is the son of Lu Yuchuan's sister, who passed away from illness years ago. Since she was unmarried and the father was unknown, for the sake of the child, Lu Yuchuan adopted him under his own name. But this still doesn't make me want to stay with Lu Yuchuan. That wasn't the reason I wanted to divorce him in the first place. Lu Shi continued excitedly, if you have a baby, I promise I won't bully them. I'll even help take care of them and love them with all my heart. I placed my hand on Lu Shi's shoulder and said sincerely, the divorce is between your father and me. It's about the two of us and has nothing to do with anyone or anything else. But don't worry, even if we divorce, I'll come see you and spend time with you whenever I can. Didn't I say it before? I want to be your best friend for life. Lu Shi's expression fell, and he lowered his head once more. After a long moment, he finally looked up again. All right, I was being selfish. My dad really doesn't know how to cherish his wife at all. He's like a machine, only focused on work. If you want a divorce, then go ahead. But if you don't find someone you like in the future, wait for me. When I grow up, I'll marry you. Before the words could fully land, a roaring sound drowned out all other noises in the vicinity. Holy shit. Holy shit. Am I seeing this right? Is that a helicopter? I can't believe I'm witnessing a real-life CEO drama. Arriving at the show in a helicopter. Camera crew, quick, zoom in on him, get a close-up of his face. Let me see which CEO is this damn impressive. The cameramen were speechless. Two men emerged from the helicopter. It was Lu Yuchuan and Chen Gong. Lu Yuchuan seemed to have just come from a work setting, dressed in a snow-white custom shirt and a pure black tailored suit. Tall and imposing, exceptionally handsome. After he entered, the barrage exploded. Who is this? So handsome, so handsome, so handsome. Holy shit, he's so damn handsome. This man is so good-looking that I'm at a loss for words. 1 minute. I want all the information about this man. Lu Shi and I were still in a daze. Lu Yuchuan, who is always swamped with work and never has a moment to spare. How could he possibly come to participate in an entertainment variety show? If it weren't for the helicopter's noise being so deafeningly loud, neither Lu Shi nor I would have believed our own eyes. Lu Shi is calmer than I am. He was the first to step forward to greet Lu Yuchuan. Dad, it's Shishi's dad. Ah, so handsome. Lily, you adorable thing. Are you really going to leave? If you do, let me take your place. I'm in too. Lu Shi hadn't even finished speaking when Lu Yuchuan completely ignored her. Lu Shi was speechless then. Both of us noticed that on Lu Yuchuan's phone screen, the show we were currently recording was playing. In other words, he had seen everything, my mention of wanting a divorce, and Lu Shi's final agreement to the divorce, along with her promise to poach his father's employees. Lu Shi and I were speechless. We stared at each other in silence. Each of us lit a metaphorical candle for the other in our hearts. It was clear that Lu Yuchuan always focused on data and never watched entertainment shows. Lu Shi rushed in front of Lu Yuchuan once again, wearing a determined expression that seemed ready to face death. Dad, you're not allowed to be mean to Sister Jiangli. I also ran over, pulling Lu Shi behind me. I'm the one who wants a divorce. It has nothing to do with Lu Shi. Let's just talk between the two of us. Lu Yuchuan's eyes were dark and deep as he gazed at me, asking slowly, do you think I married you for no reason? I was left speechless. To be honest, I really don't know why he agreed to marry me. I only remember that I pursued him for a very, very long time. Every day, I racked my brains just to see him once. I would send him delicious food, and whenever I had something good, I would give him a share. I would send him a 520 yuan red envelope during holidays and festivals, although he never accepted it. Just a month ago, I got drunk, stopped his car, climbed inside, and proposed to him. By the time I woke up, we had already gotten our marriage certificate. A simple wedding banquet was held on the same day. Then he went on a business trip. He has been away on business until now, and I have only just seen him again. I was confused. Yes, you've always been very cold to me, so why did you agree to marry me? Because it's you. Lu Yuchuan's gaze was profound. That's why I agreed. Me, why? Doesn't he have a white moonlight heroine in his heart? Lu Yuchuan took another step closer to me, his light woody scent enveloping me. What do you think? Do you believe that without my permission, you could have gotten my WeChat, could have entered my company to deliver meals and gifts, could have stopped my car, gotten into it, and had the chance to tell me you want to marry me? This is the first time he's ever said so much to me. The domineering CEO's premeditated plan turns into a scheme, so satisfying to watch. But does he not have a mouth? If he likes Pear, the adorable one, why doesn't he just say it? I hate this kind of tight-lipped man the most, but he's handsome and rich. What more do you need a mouth for? I was speechless. Lu Yuchuan took another step forward, and I was almost pressed against his chest. I flusteredly stepped back. If what he said is true, then it was because he liked me that he let me keep floundering, and in the end, I even married him. So what does the female lead, He Jingjing, have to do with all this? It couldn't possibly be that after I started suspecting his relationship with He Jingjing, I turned dark and ruined my own marriage, could it? Besides, it's a fact that he has always been cold to me. Also, the photos of He Jingjing sitting in his car and hugging him prove that he isn't as innocent as he claims to be. I calmed down again. Anyway, I want a divorce. Just think of it as me no longer liking you. Let's part on good terms. I've already made plans. From now on, I'm going to work hard and earn money properly. Who needs marriage? Who needs men? Men only slow down my money-making speed. Lu Yuchuan stared at me intently, a flicker of hurt seeming to pass through his eyes. But he was always skilled at controlling his emotions. He had also calmed down. If you want a divorce, I respect that. Before we change the certificate, I have one request. Tell me, I know, it's my fault for not doing well enough, which made you disappointed and leave. I just ask you to give me 1 more year. I will strive to become a completely new and qualified husband. I've been busy for a month after our marriage just to clear my schedule and spend a proper honeymoon with you. I was dissatisfied. A year? I don't want that. Then, half a year? No. Lu Yuchuan paused, continuing to negotiate with me patiently. Alright, 1 month, just give me 1 month. If you still insist on leaving by then, I will agree. A month feels so long, give me a month. And I'll give you 100 million when we divorce. Before I came to my senses, to show that I wasn't after his money, I tearfully begged the lawyer to have us sign a prenuptial agreement. If I divorced him, he wouldn't have to give me a single cent of his assets, so I never expected him to give me any money when we divorced. At this moment, he said 1 billion, making my heart skip a beat. It's only been a month, and 1 billion seems quite a bargain. However, after hesitating for a few seconds, Lu Yuchuan spoke again. 10 billion, plus all my personal shares in the company, I'll give them all to you. His tone grew humble. The money is tied up in company projects, and the only cash I can offer right now is 10 billion. Please, just 1 month, I'll have the lawyer draft the contract for us right away. Then, I shamelessly agreed. Because, damn it, he offered way too much. Could anyone really refuse that? No way. Alright, I admit it, I'm just a shallow gold digger. As soon as we got home, Lu Yuchuan transferred 1 billion to my account and even wanted to transfer his company shares to me. I found it too troublesome, so I didn't sign. A month later, several of Lu Yuchuan's company projects made money again, and he transferred another 1 billion to me. Month after month, Lu Yuchuan kept transferring money, and more money to me. So, in the end, the divorce just didn't happen. Facepalm JPG. One day, I threw those photos of He Jingjing right in front of him. Lu Yuchuan was completely unfazed and even laughed at me. And here you are, boasting to Lu Shi every day about being a photo editing expert. Can't you tell this is a composite image? I was speechless. To be honest, upon closer inspection, it really was the case. Besides, the reason I didn't divorce him was for the sake of billions in cash. Why should I care about the male lead or the female lead? After that, ever since the parenting variety show ended, He Jingjing was released from her contract by the company and had even less interaction with Lu Yuchuan. He Jingjing was originally the female lead, but because I chose to slack off instead of turning dark and continuing to follow the plot, who would have thought that even a female lead like her couldn't hold back? She actually lost control and decided to go against me, accusing me of secretly buying followers. But she never expected to be exposed by Lu Yuchuan, and in the end, she couldn't beat me. Crying with laughter. JPG. The following year, I accidentally got pregnant. I had originally planned to enjoy a couple more years before making any plans. I strongly suspect it was Lu Yuchuan's doing, but I have no evidence. I was just pregnant when he gave me an incredibly luxurious cruise ship as a gift, so I didn't bother arguing with him. After all, someone had publicly promised in front of thousands of viewers to help take care of the baby. The following year, my younger sister, Lu Yuanyuan, was born. Whenever Lu Shi was on vacation, the atmosphere in our home would always look like this. Lu Shi, your sister is hungry, go make some formula. Lu Shi, your sister is crying, go comfort her. Lu Shi, your sister pooped, change her diaper. Then, Lu Shi went off to take care of it, muttering all the while, how come she pooped again? Didn't she just go? Mom, the color of Yuanyuan's poop is a bit dark this time. Is she getting overheated? Should we add some honeysuckle syrup to her formula? After his sister was born, this once aloof and cool little guy has now become a qualified big brother. Oh, and there's another big contrast in his change. He's also become quite the chatterbox now. Ha ha ha. After hearing the story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Looking forward to hearing from you. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.